news right now. Donald Trump and his team are expected to begin mass deportations, with raids beginning in the city of Chicago starting on Tuesday of this week, on January 21st. This is the first wave of mass deportations, according to latest reporting from the Wall Street Journal. And if you don't follow me yet on Instagram, Substack, or YouTube, that's where I'll be if TikTok is ever banned. All of them are linked in my bio. Now, afterwards, the Trump administration is expected to look at other cities like Los Angeles, Miami, Chicago, other than Chicago. And these raids are expected to last potentially the entire week next week. So the mass deportation plan, which is going to be led by Tom Homan, Kristi Noem, and others, is literally starting on practically day 2 of the Trump administration. If you live in Chicago, please be aware of this. If you know people living in Chicago, please send this to them so that they're aware of this, because it is coming and there's really nothing they can do to stop it right now. So I'm making this video for awareness. Also, know your rights, obviously. The ACLU has done a great job outlining the rights of folks in these types of situations. As soon as we get more.
Right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruchaha, Kodash. I want to give double honors to head apostles and others of great millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessings to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out in our truth and sincere. This is the brother Mattathiah from the GMS Virginia camp, and I want to get into this article concerning, this mass raids, deportation that could start as early as this Tuesday. And this is an article from abcnews.com. I'll put the link in the description box as well. It says immigrants in Chicago and other U.S. cities brace for expected Trump deportation arrest. All right, I'm going to read that again. Immigrants in Chicago and other U.S. cities brace for expected Trump deportation arrest. It says immigrants in Chicago and other U.S. cities have been preparing for immigration arrest since President-elect Donald Trump won the November election. It says the Reverend Homero Sanchez said he didn't realize the depth of fear in the Chicago immigration community he serves until someone asked him to handle the sale of their family's home and other finances if they are picked up this week when President-elect Donald Trump takes office. Immigrants in large cities have been preparing for mass arrests since Trump won election in November, but reports that his initial push would be in the Chicago area has brought a new sense of urgency and fear. And we know how, Babylon the Great operates. It had things, these bills and these laws and these orders are passed in a certain number of states, usually the larger states, and then it trickles down and passes on to the majority of the other states in the United States of America. Okay. And they're talking about this could start as early as Tuesday. And this has been one of the main priorities in the long laundry list of what Donald Trump has stated he is going to do when he is officially made president of the United States again. And I believe the inauguration is tomorrow, which he will officially be president of the United States. And you could see, like this article is going into, these mass raids ultimately leading to deportations starting the day after his inauguration. It says, let's see here. Let's skip down a little bit in this article. It says some immigrants in the country without legal status have been designating a power of attorney to trusted friends, making plans for child care in a case of separations, and installing security cameras on the doors in case immigration agents come. Others have left voluntarily, as Trump aides have encouraged them to do. It says plans for deportation arrest are in flux, but federal immigration officers will target more than 300 people with histories of egregious violent crimes after Trump takes office Monday. One official said Saturday, speaking on condition and anatomy, because the plans have not been made public. So, you see this is in the works. And, what our people, the majority of our people don't understand is who they're dealing with, who Esau Edom is, being the wicked of the earth. And here it is, this devil has opened up his borders. He has welcomed millions upon millions of so-called immigrants over here to America, promising aid and coming across like he's concerned about your overall well-being, your health, etc., has given you money, put money in your pocket, walking around money, spending money, giving you a vehicle, a car, a house, a home, a roof over your head, all right, has given you asylum. You know, you commit a crime, and in some of these cities and some of these towns, these so-called migrants have, committed felonies, crimes that were punishable for 20 years plus, and they have been let back on the streets. Okay, so, and we said this when these things were happening or beginning to happen, that there is definitely an agenda behind all this, and this agenda is being, as the days go on, is being brought to light, is being brought full circle. Okay, America has gone from uh, setting up and building a wall to keep people out to inviting them in, establishing things for them, and then demonizing them in the process, and then turning them away and sending them away. Okay, rejecting and revoking the paperwork and that contract that they ultimately entered into, whatever the case may be, with these different particular agencies. Okay, let's go to first, let's go to Micah chapter 2. This is Micah chapter 2, and let's go down to verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction." And that's not talking about physically leaving Babylon the Great. Okay? Because no matter where you go on planet Earth, you being a Israelite, you are under the curses. Okay? But that's talking about detaching from this world mentally. Because the majority of our people, they seek rest on this side, and they put their faith and trust in Esau, Edom, and his system. The influx of these people that have came across the border over here to America, which a large number of them were Israelites, they were in the mindset of, if they could just get close to this devil, if they could just get on this soil, that everything will be all right, everything will be okay. They're leaving certain in particular situations in the lands that they were at concerning poverty and distress and war. All right. But little do they know, coming over here to America, those things that they left, they're going to see that on this side over here on this soil of Babylon the Great, and even greater. Here it is, they get over here to America running and fleeing from these different particular situations, and they get over here and they're like, wow, it's nice, it's pretty, I can get a job, everything's going smooth. And then, little do they know, all hell's about to break loose, man. That famine that they left from whatever land that they came from is going to happen over here in America, man. Let's go to Isaiah the 30th chapter. Let's start from the top. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord." And this is talking about you Israelites. It says, "That take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt." And that's ultimately what you see in playing on the earth. Our people have sought to strengthen themselves in the shadow of Egypt, man. The modern day Egypt. Okay? They have sought to strengthen themselves in the strength of the modern day Pharaoh, who are these wicked elites. And they have ultimately seek salvation, protection, aid, and they bow down to this devil. It says, "Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust of the shadow of Egypt your confusion." And you see the confusion. They're like, hold on, wait a minute, what's going on? We just got over here. You're the one who invited us over here. You're the one who brought us over here. Now you're turning us away. Hold on, wait a minute. Well, that's why the scriptures say, never trust thine enemy. Whether you know he's your enemy or not, the facts still stand. And this devil doesn't deal uprightly. Let's go to Sirach, the 12th chapter. You're dealing with the devil, man. Okay? The devil never keeps his word, man. He always has an agenda. He always has an ulterior motive. You thought just out of the goodness of the so-called white man's heart, he was worried about what you're going through and whatever last landmass you dwelled in, and the various different skirmishes, wars, famine, oppression, and all these various different things. 90% of those things that happen in these various different lands, these wicked elites are behind it. Okay? Esau seeks to have his hands in everything, man. He always wants a piece of the pie. This is Sirach 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And the majority of our people are not taking heed. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not altogether been wiped away. You're dealing with the deceiver. Let's skip down to the verse 16. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. Yeah, he spoke those sweet words. He said, we're going to bring you over. We're going to set you up in a hotel. We're going to give you a house. We're going to give you a debit card. We're going to give you an EBT card. We're going to give you a car, a vehicle. You're going to be able to live the American dream. And they came over here in packs and flocks. And then when you got over here, you were damn near immediately demonized. Okay? Esau pushed the narrative that there very well could have been theist, people that had an ought against America in the midst of these people that came across the border, and various different agendas were pushed circling around these so-called migrants. And now you're being turned away, as you heard in the article I was going into concerning these raids that are set to take place as soon as Donald Trump gets in office. And there has been a fear amongst that community that, potentially could get deported, in these last couple months, which some of them have even left voluntarily. And people were very, very concerned circling around this election. If Donald Trump got in there, they were concerned that they potentially could get deported, which Donald Trump stated that he is going to deport and do mass deportations. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. And he's going to justify himself in his actions, man. You've seen the various different things take place in the last couple weeks. So he's going to use these various different acts. He's going to use his crisis actors. He's going to use everybody that's on his payroll, his agents as well, as a justification and a means for him doing these various different things, so the people can back and support him. It says, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet he will undermine thee. And that's what you've seen take place when he so-called opened up the borders and invited this influx of people over here, man. That was a pretend. That wasn't real. That was all fake. He had his fingers crossed. He was pretending to help thee, but he had ulterior motives. He had an agenda behind all this. It says, though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. And this is what you see taking place, the change of countenance. Okay? He's shaking his head. He's clapping his hands. Let's go to the book of Proverbs chapter 3. And let's go down to verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. So we got to put our faith and trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, not man, not the president, not these governors, not these officials, not in the system, not in the American dollar, not in any dollar, any type of money or riches. We got to put our faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And there potentially could be part of the elect or some of the elect that came across those borders in that so-called migration. Okay? And ultimately, this word, they could have came across this word and believed as well. Let's read that one more time. Proverbs 3:5. It says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. And the majority of our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they don't trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Even though they have a zeal, even though they say they believe in quote-unquote God and quote-unquote Jesus Christ, and they believe in the Bible, this and that, they're in church, whatever the case may be, all right? They ultimately don't trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. They don't trust in the Lord. It says, and lean not unto thine own understanding. They lean unto their own understanding. And who has taught their understanding to them? All right, Esau, Edom. They've been blinded by the God of this world that has ultimately been set up by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So their understanding is fabricated. They believe in white man Jesus Christ. They believe in these doctrines, these philosophies, these religions. They put their trust in this world. Like we read in Micah 2:10, they're seeking, they're seeking rest on this side when the scriptures say this is not your rest. The only rest that you Israelites are going to receive is in the kingdom. And the kingdom is going to be established here on earth. It says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the head apostle, Nettles, a great millstone, who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessing to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out. To the next time, Shalom.